the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, unto the Akim and the Akwat that listen and learn. To you, I say, Shalom. This Bam Allah coming at you with a quick lesson. And as you can see on the headline of this TV, it reads, why America is always at war. Again, why America is always at war. I think America's what? 246 years old. 246 years old will be, I think, July of 2022. Out of those 246 years, America been at peace. July of 2022, they will be at peace. Really, they've been at peace 15 years. Because now, as you know, that they're getting ready to go to war with Russia over this Ukraine, this business that's taking place over Ukraine. And we know what it's about. It's all about the oil. You know, because what? America, who do they worship as their God? Guns, oil, and drugs. That's their God. Gun, oil, and drugs. They already feeding you Negro, Latinos, and Native American drugs. They keep them guns, as you can see. Matter of fact, before we even go into another precept, I'm going to turn the volume down so you can't even, I don't want to get struck for what's called, but we just going to let it play out. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. Yep, why are they doing all of that? Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 37. I think I just read this the other day as well. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him Lord, and all his brothers have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now to thee? Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And that's Esau, you know, that's what they do. They weep when they want something. As you can see, this is the Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States of America. Verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40, and the key and the point, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Again, Esau was blessed with that sword. Esau was blessed with the sword. And what is the sword? His modern day military industrial complex, as you can see. Lockheed Martin, these are all the people that the United States pay to build their weapons. So Esau can't beat the Arabians. You know, you got some of these ignorant ass jakes that out here pushing that, you know, the Saudi Arabians, those are Esau. They don't have the weapons that America, Babylon, the Great Spiritual Egypt have. They don't produce weapons of mass destructions at a level that is incomprehensible, man. Let's read that again. The book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse. Matter of fact, I got to go to where he blessed Esau with the sword. Well, that was it. Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And don't Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, have the fatness of the earth? And of the dew of heaven from above. They have it all right now. Why? Because this is the Bible prophecy where they were supposed to have it at this time. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my brother at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So he was blessed with this sword. And he taken full advantage of this sword. Because what? They went about conquering all the nations of the earth, man. They went about conquering all the nations of the earth. Let's go back to that, man. Salaki. Damn commercials. Skip. There you go. We're back at it. We'll just keep it right there. So they was blessed with the sword. Let's go back to the book of Habakkuk. And again, what the war drums are beating, because Russia is tired of America. You know, China is tired of America. Why? Because America has been at war. 246 years be July the 7th this year, or 4th, July the 4th, be 246 years. And they only had peace for 17 of those years. You can't even say 17 because now they got armed conflict that's coming up with Russia. It would have been 17 years. And again, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 4, it said, Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And his soul is not upright in him. Why? Because they don't know how to use diplomacy. They call themselves a democrat nation, but diplomacy is something they just, they all know is war. That's all Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, know is war. When something's not going his way, what he gonna bring out? That military-industrial complex. Let's look at it one more time. This is what he gonna bring out at you. And they the best at it. And this footage courtesy of military archives. And again, when you got this kind of weaponry at your disposal, you don't supposed to be diplomacy. You just use your gift. And this is Esau's gift. He was gifted with that sword. And look at these young, some Edomites, some Jake. What? All the loyalty to country. And what? They go fight wars that they have no business fighting in. All because you have the wicked agenda of the global elites. When they want to take over a country, they send the United States of America over there to take over that country, to put in a puppet government. Verse 4, again, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And the just will be you Negro, Latinos, and Native American of the hopeful elect. Verse 5, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So right now they got this business with Russia, over there with Russia dealing with Ukraine. But America's telling Russia what they can do, or what they can't do with the Ukrainians over there. Do you think America is really concerned about the citizens of Ukraine? No, they worried about their oil. So what America say, hey man, we go over here and get this pipeline. Now we can control all the oil that's coming over through Europe. and they could possibly cut off that oil pipeline to Russia. So America is not really concerned about the citizens of why? Because he's a proud man. Again, yea, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So what he'll do, he'll go into these countries and take their natural resources, and then they'll say, hey, we're coming in under the guise of, hey, yeah, we're coming to help you. We're coming to make your place better. But when they leave it, especially when America get a hold to it, your men gonna start becoming homosexuals. Your women gonna start becoming men. Your children gonna be confused. They gonna think a little boy gonna think he a little girl, and a little girl gonna think she a little boy. That's what America do to other countries. All under that guise of talking about human rights. America don't give a damn about human rights. As you can see how they've treated you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans for over 400 years. But when they go to these other countries, they got this big old thing about they care about human rights. They even had Mike Tirico on the opening of the Olympics talking about why America wasn't coming over to China because of China's great human rights violations. Now ain't that a bitch? You know they always use Jake because Jake's simple and stupid as hell anyway. Now they're talking about human rights violations taking place over in China. We don't give a damn what's going over in China when America's violating you Negro, Latinos, and Native American human rights every day. But yet they're concerned about what's going on over in China. But hey, we're going to turn a blind eye to how we treat the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans in America. Verse 5. Again, and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 6, shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increased that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So he always increased everything that's not his. So he trying to go to Ukraine and take the oil. That's not his. He took us out of our land of Israel. That's not theirs. These devils are something else, man. And you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's time to wake up. It's time for y'all to understand who Babylon the Great is spoken of in the Bible. And how else are they going to fight against the Lamb? They're going to use their military-industrial complex to fight against the Lamb. Let's go to the book of Revelation. What is that? I think it's, we're going to go. The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 14. It said, and these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. So the Most High, who gonna make war with the Lamb? When this war Armageddon pop off, this World War III, which is spoken of in the Bible, when World War III break out between America and Russia, or Iraq, Iran, China, you know, they're going to all stop. They're going to all stop. All of the Edomites and the heathen nations going to stop that war when Hamashiach Yahushua break through them clouds. They're going to stop, and they're going to come and try to fight against Hamashiach Yahushua. It's Bible prophecy. You can't stop Bible prophecy. You can't stop why America's always at war. Learn something. Because it's spoken of in the Bible. Let's go to the book of... This seems like the same lesson I did the other day. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9. The book of Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. It says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. There come two more woes hereafter. World War I, World War II, World War III. We need to be speaking on this prophecy, man, because this is what's taking place right now. This is the prophecies that we've been hoping for. So you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who are running to these gun stores, you don't need to go run to the gun stores. You don't need that. All you have to do is pick up the Bible and read. That's your gun. Because it's going to tell you what's happening in latter days. Let's read that again. The book of Revelation chapter 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So you got this World War III. You had World War I, World War II, and World War III. Major wars, man. And America is slowly building up its troops, sending them to Europe. It's sending them troops to Europe, man, because it's about to happen. America is bitter, man. Everything about America is bitter. That's what it stands for. America means bitter. It's been bitter for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans since our inceptions over here. America's been bitter towards us. Let's go to the book. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to Second Esdras. We're going to go to Second Esdras chapter 14. We're going to go to the book of Second Esdras chapter 14 and verse 13, and it reads, Now, therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. And now we're trying to comfort you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans with this word. Because many of you are going to be in trouble. Because why? Y'all are going to depend on Egypt. Y'all going to depend on the Egyptians. Verse 14. It says, Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. And it's time to put off that weak nature. It's time for you men, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's time for y'all to be men now. Because it's going to take a man to run his household in these end times. Because your women going to want to take that chip. Your women going to want to take that charagma. Your children going to want you to take that charagma. Because it's going to be easy if you take that charagma. It's going to be easy for you to bow down and make yourself a slave to the global elites. Saying that now you belong to them. You want to separate, because your wives, your girlfriends, and your children going to want you to separate from your power. They're going to want you to put yourself under the rulership and authority of a man, when you should be wanting to be under the authority and rulership of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, the God of the Bible. Verse 14. Again, it said, Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now this weak nature. And it's time to put off that weak nature, as I just said. Verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy upon thee unto thee. And haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than these which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Because we got great evils coming, man. Massive death, famine, and plague is coming to the earth. It's coming to the earth. Damn, I keep slacking. Commercials. Ain't nothing I can do about that right now. Skip it. Let's read that again. We're gonna start that over. The book of Second Esdras, chapter 14, and verse 13. And it reads, Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. And renounce corruption is calling on pagan gods. That's corrupt. That's abomination in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And verse 14, let go from thee mortal thoughts, and cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. And when World War III happened, hey man, it's going to pop off on a major way. Why America is always at war. This is why. These are the greater evils that are coming upon the earth. These are the greater evils. Death, famine, destruction, earthquakes, and plagues are coming upon the earth. But most importantly, World War III is knocking at the door. They was at war in the 1960s, and they're going to be at war in 2022. Because World War III is about to go down. So it's time for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to repent. Call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, and that's Esau was blessed with that sword. Shalom.